Theresa May loses Brexit battle. Who are the Tory rebels who scuppered the PM's plans? Amendment 7 calls for the Commons to have a meaningful vote on the final Brexit deal, and picked up support from huge swathes of opposition MPs after being brought forward by Conservative Dominic Grieve. But it was the Tory rebels who backed the former Attorney General's amendment that delivered a headache for the PM. Now MPs will have to vote the final deal into effect with an Act of Parliament, giving them the ability to force Mrs May to go back to Brussels and strike another deal. The vote passed with 309 in favour and 305 in opposition, delivering a fatal blow to Theresa May's winning streak after dodging scores of amendments which have weighed down David Davis' EU withdrawal bill. As many as 20 MPs had previously been rumoured to be behind Mr Grieve's plan despite last-minute concessions from Mrs May. Along with Mr Grieve, MPs Ken Clarke, Nicky Morgan, Anna Soubry, Antoinette Sandbach, Stephen Hammond, Sarah Wollaston, Jeremy Lafroy, Robert Neal and Heidi Allen all signed off on the amendment ahead of the vote. But in total there are believed to have been 12 Tory rebels who backed the amendment. Stephen Hammond, a leading rebel in the vote, has reportedly been sacked as vice chairman of the Conservative Party following the rebellion. In a mocking statement, Jeremy Corbyn described the vote as a humiliation for the Prime Minister. He said, "This defeat is a humiliating loss of authority for the government on the eve of the European Council meeting. Her refusal to listen means she will now have to accept Parliament taking back control." Meanwhile, abstentions were also behind the government's defeat, with Paul Masterton and George Freeman deciding not to make a decision either way after being tipped to support the amendment. Vicky Ford, a former MEP, was seen being ushered into the No lobby by Chancellor Philip Hammond after looking tortured over the decision, according to several witnesses. There was also some opposition to the government from Labour Brexiteers who usually vote along with Mrs May's party on EU matters. Dennis Skinner, who has repeatedly defied Labour on Brexit votes, supported Mr Grieve's amendment, while Eurosceptic left-winger Kate Hoey joined Conservatives in the No lobby. In response, a government spokesperson said, "We are disappointed that Parliament has voted for this amendment despite the strong assurances that we have set out." More to follow.